seeing more and more of those moments where he's remembering that he can do that stuff?
I think it's just as his confidence grows and sometimes not even thinking about it and just going and playing. Just, the big thing the coach is telling him is he just has to trust it. And but there are times where, his explosiveness is there. You just forget how big he is, and having another bigger player on the court is really beneficial to us. He'll get there. I couldn't even give you a percentage of what he is right now, but it's nice to see him do the things that he used to do.
How beneficial is it for your guys just to play another team regardless of maybe the competition level?
Wow, it's about that time. I mean, we've been going since, October 3rd or 4th for the most part, and it'll be good for us as coaches to see the entire team on one bench, to see the flow of the game, substitutions, who's playing well with who, as opposed to really just going at each other every day in practice. So I think Monday and the following exhibition game will be really helpful for us.
John, Michael Mulder had sort of two different halves in blue-white.
Yeah, when he played for me, he didn't make a shot.
So
Maybe it's me. It's all coaching, yeah.
Well, how unusual is that for a shooter or is he a streaky shooter to some degree?
Yeah, I mean, even in practice, he'll go through spells like that. It was nice to see him come out and hit his first few in a row. They were all good looks, which is good. They're going to fall for him. He has confidence in his shot. His teammates have confidence in it. And it was really the first time to, shoot at Rupp like that for him in front of a big crowd live like that. So it was good to see.
And he said to us that Tyler made a big difference in terms of getting him the ball in a comfort zone for him.
The ones he made?
Well, that was the inference.
Well, EJ wasn't a point guard on my squad in the second half, but I thought they were all good looks going back and watching the tape. So, we have confidence in him, and I think that'll be fine.
John, Mark Lee's answer on this particular question was somewhat like this on free throw shooting. Asking about free throw shooting in practice, free throw shooting in the rope arena, and what the difference was, because oftentimes players' percentage will fall off. He said it's depth perception. Do you concur with that?
Well, the difference between our practice gym and Rupp is, that's obviously with depth perception. We didn't shoot them well.
Young guys, I'm talking about,
The young guys are saying that?
The younger ones usually have problems that.
Well, we all had problems with it the other day. So we're just making sure that the guys are shooting more free throws throughout the course of the week. That they have to get up 500 free throws made per week now, and we want to chart it. And I think early on in the season, it's maybe a little bit of an afterthought for the free throws. I mean, we do shoot them, but not every day. But we've put more of an importance on it as of right now.
You guys have had some experience with this several times, really, over the 6 or 7 years, where you have a really talented big guy that you feel like is going to grow over the course of the season, and it's worked out pretty well in the past. How do you manage that? What you expect now, and what you envision down the road for a guy like Scal?
We don't have any expectations now. You see the talent. You see where he is. Really skilled, really can shoot the ball. I think the other bigger players that we've had, they progress by shooting the ball. When Anthony, stretches range out, when Carl stretches range out, Scal has that already. Those guys are a little bit tougher, starting to block some shots in practice, but by no means do we set any expectations for us. It's a long season, and really haven't even played a game yet, so we just got to get a baseline and see where we go from there.
Is he another one like those guys, though, in that you look at him and go, man, this could be a lot different?
Oh yeah,
for him
yeah. There's no question. Really skilled, wants to be coached, wants to get better, is getting better. Just Coach's big thing is you got to get him to fight a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive, and that'll come over time.
How much progress has Isaac Humphries made since he's gotten here?
Getting better and better. I think he's getting in better shape. He's starting to battle. He's doing more things than just shoot the ball, which is nice to see. He's rebounding the ball well in practice, and when we go against each other in practice, he puts up good numbers. Defensively, after seeing on film what he needed to see, he's starting to defend pick and roll better, which is going to be an important thing of how we defend. And again, it'll be good to see him play in shorter spurts. I mean, those kids all played 40 minutes the other night, and they got tired. You know, especially the bigger players. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, lessen the minutes and see if the production goes up.
John, how often, and maybe blue-white as an example, do you have games where there aren't any grand conclusions to be drawn on that? It's just part of the process, and you watch the film and so on, but there's no conclusions. There's no big revelations.
Well, I mean, as coaches, I think you have to get something out of every practice, every game, whether it's something that we're doing well or something that we're not doing very well at all, because you just can't waste a day that way. Like, we're going to get a lot out of, over the next 3 days. We're going to have 4 or 5 practices before we play on Monday, things that we have to touch on and get better with. And, and the team's starting to see, us getting better as well. And because the competition has risen a little bit, and I think that's great. I think the person that's really, leading that is Tyler.
And you guys, I think the blue team, did you coach the blue or the white? I don't remember.
We lost.
Okay. Sorry.
No, I think it was the blue.
The blue team had 3 30-second shot clock violations.
That was my team.
Was the 5 seconds is only 5 seconds?
The shot clock didn't have really anything to do with that. Honestly, I don't think that, in my personal opinion, I don't think the shot clock deal is a huge issue. I think what you're going to see is a lot more teams playing zone. I think you're going to see a lot more teams pressing and going back into a zone just to use clock. But I don't think it's going to be a big factor. The timeouts are interesting, even though the referee screwed it up in the first half. I think that's going to be coming to play, and I think there's some other things that you have to be aware of with the reduction of 1 timeout, and how you use your timeouts a little bit more strategically.
How did the refs screw it up?
Well, in the first half, right before the 16-minute timeout, ball went in, and they went to media. It's
Wasn't a dead ball?
Correct. So we told them at halftime. Anything else? Thanks, guys.